Portland moves forward with a plan to tax cell phones. Some residents are taking action to fight it, but it's not just the people on the street who are unhappy. As K2's Dan Christopher reports, some local businesses are calling this the last straw.
They called on City Hall to say no way to a cell phone tax, delivering 700 protest letters to the mayor.
We feel like this is going to be a disproportionate burden upon seniors, upon disabled people, and home businesses.
The mayor says a cell phone tax is fair and will help fill next year's $6 million budget shortfall. He doubts it'll drive out many businesses.
In the last few years, we've got a significant number of businesses that have moved into Portland.
But Dave Lister, so fed up with local taxes, he is moving his computer business out, points out a shift in the business community.
We're replacing computer firms with latte stands. We're replacing machine shops with second-hand boutiques. There are as many businesses, but the quality of the businesses and the quality of the jobs is degrading.
Commissioner Randy Leonard warns that moving out might not save business taxes.
If they move to Vancouver, they'll pay 6%. If they move to Seattle, they'll pay 16%. If they move to Los Angeles, they'll pay 21%.
But Dave Lister says he only needs to move across county lines.
We're paying about $5,000 a year in city and county business license fees, and if we move to Clackamas or Washington counties, we'll be paying about $100 to $200 per year.
Dave Burkhart's pest control business is staying, but already paying $6,000 a month for cell phones. A new tax will hurt.
When do you stop taxing? Is it with the cell phones? Is it going to be pagers? Will it be email?
Public hearings on a cell phone tax will be held next month. Dan Christopher, K2 News.
Can you hear me now? Portland's proposed cell phone tax may not be a done deal.
In fact, hundreds of taxpayers and business owners sent letters to the mayor today calling that tax a bad idea. KOIN News 6 reporter Drew Mickelson has reaction now from both sides. Drew?
Well, Kelly and Jeff, the city plans on hearing public testimony on that cell phone tax next month. And if passed, it wouldn't go into effect until this fall. But it is already causing some business owners and taxpayers to say enough is enough. At Northeast Portland's Integrated Data Concepts, they're all about high tech.
We develop custom business software.
For 20 years, Dave Lister's company has built software out of their Portland offices. But those offices are suddenly available. IDC's not going out of business. They're just moving out of Portland. The owners blame the city's tax system.
It's tough because we've enjoyed being here, but at the same time, we're paying about $5,000 a year in city and county business taxes, and if we move into Clackamas or Washington counties, it's going to be about $300 a year.
Jason with Taxpayer Association, we just want to drop off some postcards.
Dave Lister is one of 700 taxpayers who just sent postcards to Portland Mayor Tom Potter complaining about the proposed cell phone tax. City commissioners want to charge cell phone users a 5% tax to replace the funding lost by those who have eliminated their home telephone lines, which were taxed for 60 years.
Next year, we're going to suffer $6 million in additional cuts to city police, fire, and other services, and that it's the responsibility of our city council to come up with resources to provide those services that citizens need, and we think this is a fair and equitable way to do it.
Mayor Tom Potter says the city is trying to ease the tax burden on city businesses like IGC, but Dave Lister says it's too little, too late.
Companies like ours, small companies, are hit the hardest by the city's taxing structure, and that's why they leave. They don't need to be here.
The Portland Business Alliance has not taken an official position on this cell phone tax. A spokesperson there says their board wants to see where the tax money would be spent before endorsing or opposing the tax. Drew Mickelson, KOIN News 6.
Anti-tax advocates storm Portland City Hall with postcards. They're speaking out against the city's newly proposed cell phone tax. News Channel 8 City Beat reporter Randy Neves is live downtown with the mayor's reaction. Randy.
Well, Portland's mayor and city council say it's probably time to do what most other major cities have done, start a cell phone tax. Protesters say that idea is heartless and unfair. It's a banner day for anti-tax protesters as they launch the first ever attack against Portland's proposed cell phone tax. They say it's just not fair.
To pick on one group of taxpayers and make them balance the whole budget.
Jason Williams of the Taxpayer Association of Oregon drummed up postcards from more than 700 Portlanders, all writing down their concerns about taxing cell phones here for the first time.
One more reason, businesses to leave the city.
If they move to Vancouver, they'll pay 6%. If they move to Seattle, they'll pay 16%.
City Commissioner Randy Leonard's 5% cell phone tax proposal is designed to restore millions of dollars in lost revenue. More and more citizens are ditching their city-taxed landline phones and transitioning to tax-free cell phones.
Replace a tax that's going away, updates our code, and funds the exact same programs. I don't think many people think there is waste in fire and police. I certainly don't. I've gone over their budgets.
You bet. You bet.
Okay, great. Oh, well.
As the anti-tax group delivers their message to the mayor's office, they urge leaders to consider how Portland is already high on the list of cities that tax a lot.
We don't want to see them raise this terrible tax in order to pay for their bad spending habits.
Those people weren't paying attention during the last 6 months, because the fact is that we are looking every day to find efficiencies.
Mayor Potter promises a fair and modern revision of the mid-century tax rules. At least 700 citizens will be watching closely. And the amount of tax revenue the city gets from regular phone companies has shrunk in half in recent years. They say it's time for cell phone companies to perhaps pick up the slack there. You can speak out on this issue at public hearings at City Hall next month.